Welcome to the behind the scenes video. So there's been a lot of questions about the editing, how specifically that I do it. So I'm going to explain how I make my latest form of videos instead of the older ones which were highlights pretty much. Any specific questions that you have will be answered in the comments. So if you have a technical question to ask me, write it down in the comments. There will also be an extended version of this video that goes into much further detail down in the description. First, I find a game that I want to make a video on, which is pretty hard because I try to make videos about games that I have at least some knowledge of and also playtime. Right after that, I start writing the script, which I try to keep on 1 or 2 pages because I don't necessarily always want to go into fine detail. I just try to keep the video interesting. When the script is done, I start adding comments about exactly what I think should be on screen at the time that I say a certain sentence, for example. This is probably one of the hardest parts of making the videos just because of how I try to customize everything, including the jokes. I try to have really fresh jokes that are not super overused, that no one has really done in that specific way. I also try not to repeat the same jokes from one video to another. So after that step is done, I'm pretty much ready to record and create all the assets. Video creation tools in games are very scarce. Some games have mods for them that makes it easier. Some games just offer you the complete opportunity to make content on them super easily. But the majority of games out there do not have video creation tools, which makes it extremely complicated to just make content for those games. Talking about video creation tools, did you know the sponsor of this video, War Thunder, also has tools to make content? If you don't know about War Thunder, it is the most extensive vehicle combat game out there with more than 2,000 planes, tanks, helicopters, and ships available for you to enter combat against other players in PvP. Every vehicle in the game is composed of individually modeled parts that are put together just like the real thing, which makes the combat experience extremely immersive. This allows for very dynamic damage models that, instead of inflicting damage globally, inflicts damage to the part that was hit. One of my favorite things about War Thunder is that not only is it compatible with Nvidia's screenshot mode, but it also includes a fully fledged replay system with an insanely extensive choice of camera types. It really lets you take in the game's 4K resolution graphics and how much detail is put into every model. War Thunder is available for free on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and the previous generation of consoles. Use the link in the description to get yourself a free bonus starter pack that includes premium vehicles, premium membership time, boosters, and much more. This bonus is available for all platforms, and not only for new players, but also players who haven't played for at least 6 months. Thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. So after that, I go back to the script and note every single comment, every single joke with a number. So for example, I need to do the shot number 11. So I go in the script and check the comment number 11, and then I check what needs to be done for that shot. So I record the footage that's necessary in the game, and I also go out of the game to make all the assets, which is a very long process. When I say assets, I mean every single thing that's necessary for that shot. Every single effect, every single piece of art, every single shot from the game. Pretty much 100% of the memes that you see in my videos have been retraced because their original format is extremely crusty and low quality. This also includes upscaling videos that are not really high quality. If going and recording something myself means that I can get an HD quality of it, I will 100% do it. Talking about HD, the majority of HUD elements that you see in my videos are also completely remade from scratch. Because if you take a screenshot of those elements in the game and then zoom on them, it's super crusty, so I'd much rather remake them from scratch. I've also gone pretty crazy on the meme redraws recently. It's just because I like to have every element in the video to be in context. The coach was probably the best redraw I've ever done, just because of how complex the shading is on the coach.
I'll come out mouse and I'll break your fucking legs, you little prick!
I think it brings a lot to the video to have custom art instead of having just the regular thing found on the internet. So that's why if something can be customized, I will customize it. So when every single asset is done for every shot, then the editing can start. We're probably midway through the production cycle at this point. The editing is just basically putting everything together, making the motion smooth, making the timing nice. If it's too fast, the viewer is overwhelmed with information. If it's too slow, the viewer loses interest. I think it's a good opportunity to talk about moving elements. The majority of memes that I put in the video are moving. If you're gonna watch a video, you don't want to watch a PowerPoint presentation. I hate having images put on screen that are not moving. So if something can be made animated, I will do it. I think those are very small elements of motion that add so much to the dynamic of the video. And when the entire editing is done, which takes ages, then I export the visuals and then start working on the sound. The audio is one of the most important things you can get right for your YouTube videos, so I try to get that right as much as possible. Everything needs to have a certain balance to be heard, but also not to overstep on other sounds. So obviously the voiceover is first, followed with the game audio, and then followed with the sound effects. The reason there are so many pauses when I speak in the video is because I want to let some visuals and sounds shine without me talking over them. It also plays a big part in the video's timing. And to me, it's exactly like the choice of memes. You can either be extremely original or extremely annoying with your audio. Usually I mix several sounds before I can get to a point where I'm satisfied with how this is sounding. And then when all of that's done, I search for background music to fill in some of the emptiness when nothing is happening sound-wise. And yeah, I render it and then proof watch it again to see if I made some editing mistakes, timing mistakes. 100% of the videos are rendered more than once. So that's pretty much the process. Now I'm gonna pull up some questions that you guys asked on the latest community posts and then answer them one by one. How do you smoothly track something when zoomed in? Also, things you wish you knew when you started editing. So first of all, I use Vegas Pro. I've used several versions of Vegas, but right now I'm on Vegas 18.
Smash.
So there are several ways to track motion in a video, but I prefer to do it by hand. It's not that long, and you can achieve a very solid quality with it. Common mistakes to avoid when video editing? I think the biggest mistakes that people make is having really crap audio. You can get away with not so great video quality, but if you have terrible audio balance, that's game over. And another mistake that I see people doing often is they clearly don't watch their own video before uploading it. Watch your video entirely before uploading it. If you don't yourself enjoy the quality that you're putting out, nobody else will. I want to see how you mask stuff. Example, the stonk scene with Dallas. Well, the stonk scene wasn't masked, it was green screened. Green screens are a lifesaver just because of how you can remove the background from something so incredibly quickly. But when that is not a possibility, you have to mask. And there are software that can do that automatically, but you never get the same quality as if you do it by hand. How do I not feel cringe when doing voiceovers? It's really just having to get comfortable with yourself. What tools are you using? How do you collect in-game footage and turn it into a high-quality video? I use OBS to record, Photoshop to do the photo editing, everything that's an image, Reaper and Audacity to do sound editing that I can't do in Vegas directly, Vegas Pro for all the visual editing and audio editing, Blender for 3D shots of some 3D elements, In-Frame View, Handbrake, Shutter Encoder, and VLC to transform some file types to others. I use Voicemeeter Banana as a virtual console for my audio inputs and outputs. I use Cecilia 5 and WWise for some very specific audio effects, like having tons and tons of audio effects be thrown at you at the same time. And I use Topaz Video and Gigapixel to upscale some of the very low quality memes that I have sometimes. Any tips for street lighting? Try to do what lags the software the least. So for example, I render the video first and do the audio after, because that severely reduces the load that has to be calculated by the software. Do you make videos that appeal to your sense of humor? Second, do you edit whenever you feel like editing? Yes, the videos that I make do appeal to my sense of humor, because if I can't find my own videos funny, then what's the point? Do I edit whenever I feel like editing? No, since I've had a sponsorship deal recently, I have been editing every single day for like 10 hours for the past 3 months. What keeps you motivated to finish a video? Honestly, you keep me motivated. I've always wanted to do this for a living. I've always had this passion, and just the sudden, complete, overwhelming positive reaction and support that I've been receiving recently is just incredible, keeps me going. There's also the fact that I'm really proud of what I put out. It's really the fruit of my labor. How long do videos take to make? Well, it always varies. Every single video is different, so I never can predict how much time it will take to make a video. Don't forget to sign up for War Thunder using the link in the description. It will give you tons of sign-up bonus goodies for you to enjoy when you get in the game. The bonus can be redeemed by all platforms, if you're a new player or either haven't played for 6 months. Thank you again to War Thunder for the sponsor. So yeah, I hope that gave you some insight into the making of my videos, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you again for 56,000 subscribers. The channel has been growing like crazy, like never before. All thanks to you. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.